Hey guys, Technica Media here. In this video, I'll be reviewing the PV200 200-watt solar panel from Bluetti. I will be unboxing the unit, test it out with my Bluetti EB70 power station, and I will also be using this unit on a couple of my camping trips. And we'll tell you all about it on how the PV200 helped me out on my power requirements at camp. Okay, so let's get into it. Just a disclaimer, the PV200 was sent to me by Bluetti for me to review, but please keep in mind that I will provide an honest review for this product. I'm in no way an expert on this, and I will provide the review based on my actual intended use. The PV200 came to me in this box. Inside it is secured with two foam on two sides and a small foam right at the handle. And the whole unit is wrapped with bubble wrap. Here is what the Bluetti PV200 looks like. It has a big Bluetti logo up at front and a blue handle up at top with a Bluetti logo engraved on it. It is covered with this honeycomb pattern fabric in gray. If we take a look at the back, it has a pouch where it houses the cable where we can hook the unit up to our power stations. And below it is the folded up stand. And inside the pouch is the technical details of the PV200. Like what I mentioned earlier, I'll be testing out my Bluetti PV200 with my Bluetti EB70. Here are the specs for the Bluetti PV200. On the other hand, here are the specs for the Bluetti EB70. Let us fold this out so that we can take a look at the solar panels inside. The solar panels are secured with these two plastic buckles. Here's how the panel looks like. It is folded and contains a total of 4 monocrystalline panels, and it is neatly folded against each other. Monocrystalline are better than the polycrystalline as they are more efficient in harnessing the power of the sun. At least 23.4% more efficient. The only disadvantage is that it is more expensive. The kickstand has this 3 to 4 button system where one can set the angle of the panels. The first button is the position that the panel is almost standing at 90 degrees from the ground, perfect for sunrise or sunset. We'll talk about the 45 degrees as the 45 degrees button and the next button is where it will be set the most. That will be between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. As you may know, to get the best efficiency is to make sure that the panels are 90 degrees facing the sun. Let me set this out in the sun right now and check how much watts the panel is going to yield. Right at the bat, I noticed that it only have a total of 3 kickstands for the 4 panels that it has. It is looking a little flimsy on the panel where there's no kickstand. As you can see, I set up the kickstand at the topmost button since it's right about 1 p.m. during this time. Let me hook this up right now at my EB70. I'll be using the solar panel connectors I got from my EB70, and they both use an MC4 connector. Time to plug in the solar panel into my EB70 and see how much watts it's pulling in. It's pulling in about 124 to 125 watts from the current condition of the sun. The sun condition currently is like this. No clouds, but it's a bit hazy here in the city. Here's another look at my setup. After a week, I went out on a camping trip and I wanted to try harnessing the energy from the sun while I am off grid. Plus, I wanted to know more about the PV200's performance with the actual usage I intended it to be. During this time, the sun is shining so bright and it's about 11 a.m. The conditions are a little better here, and it's yielding about 145 watts to 149 watts of power. According to Bluetti, the charging time from 0 to 80% is about 3 hours at 200 watts, or a little under 4 hours for 100%. Right now, my battery is at 70%. It's approximately 2 hours to charge to 100% with 140 watts. That's by my computation. And that's if you trust my math. You want to make sure to set up the panels away from any shadow that may cast upon it to avoid moving it constantly. You may want to get an MC4 extension cable if your power station is set up near a tree or a structure. The PV200 and the EB70 combo is perfect for my usage, as I will be using them for my laptop while I am editing my next camping vlog and charge my other video equipment as well as my mobile phones. After another week, I went on a second camping trip, and this time I'm using my Starlink, and this is the only equipment I will need to get powered by my EB70 and PV200 combo. I set up my solar panel and Starlink at around 10 a.m. when we arrived. So far, I was able to use my Starlink for the rest of the day until about 1 a.m. the following morning, and with about 30% battery left. Pretty good if you ask me. The Starlink consumes about 50 to 60 watts on average. At night, I switch the Starlink off to conserve energy. The following day, I was able to use my Starlink while I was charging at the same time. I wasn't able to test how long it needed to be charged to get it back to 100% battery, as I was only there up until 12 noon. I'm gonna try that condition on future camps and will provide another review update on this. To summarize, here is what I learned from reviewing the PV200 with my EB70. The amount of output power is enough for powering my Starlink or charging my laptop and devices for about 2 to 3 days with a good amount of sun during the time. I am going to need an MC4 extension cord so that I can place my panels away from the shade where I usually set up. I'm excited to test the panels even more and find ways on how to maximize the utilization of the unit. That's it for this video. Comment below on what you think about my review on the PV200 and the EB70 from Bluetti. What camping equipment of mine you want me to review next?